Feel free to start though. I'll get in the game as soon as possible.
It's all right. We're going to have some less fighting at the start and some more talking because of the fact that we'll simply be going as an because of the fact that once we leave Salvation right now, there will be a whole lot of time before we actually return and do it safely. So you'll have some downtime to do, as in buying items, maybe engaging in some gambling, fighting rings, buying magical items, selling magical items if you think that you should sell any acquired, and so on and so on. So the question is, what your characters would like to do before leaving Salvation?
Well, I would definitely like a rest just so we can make sure everybody's fully healed up and all that fun stuff.
Oh no, that's you'll have no problem, as in you'll have more than enough time to long rest, unless you want to spare say relax. That will give you advantages on some Constitution saves against poison per se, because your character will be physically well rested.
Let's see. I would say that my character just spent his time. Do we know anything about the next part of our mission?
Okay, I can tell you right now. So while you're sitting in the taverns doing your own thing, and coming here to drink after a hard, week of work. You have done so many tasks, acquire enough currency to keep you either drunk the whole time you are not going to work, or really, really well accompanied by various people who just want your money. To be honest, but you may regard them as friends. Anywho, one day you'll see a parchment sheet being nailed onto the salvage board on the wall. Missing in the Mournlands. Fixer Ruz. Cash reward for rescue or recovery of missing crew. Speak to Bellalure of the salvage market.
Well, that's not good.
Bellalure
No,
again. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
hmm. Was that the fixer that we decided on? Was like that
Yes,
arc?
that's the fixer that you
Oh
decided
no.
on. She was last time I've told you that she was supervising last time I told you that she was supervising a team being led to the Mournlands in order to recover some
Mhm.
artifacts. Unfortunately, she has not came back. So Bellalor, coincidentally, one of the fellow salvage brokers, her friend as well, has decided to put a reward for checking up what happened. As in you don't want to be in the Mournlands for too long.
Mhm. Hmm. So with downtime, can we try working on learning proficiency in different tools? I don't know
Yes,
how you.
absolutely. Mm,
Okay.
you'll have 2 weeks, and learning a tool gets as in learning a tool is faster when you have more intelligence. Since
Mhm.
you have zero
Zero.
intelligence, the number of weeks required to learn a tool or language proficiency is 10,
Right.
minus your intelligence modifier,
Yes,
so
minus
so
zero.
10.
That's okay. Um, so let's see. From what she knows about salvaging, what type of tools would be most helpful for them in the long run?
Tinker's tools, definitely.
Thinkers. Okay. Um, That's what I was thinking, but I wanted to be. I was like between that and Smiths or leather because she's a ranger.
So Smiths would be more weapon oriented. Leather would be
More
more
armor.
arm oriented, and Tinkerstools are the Beano know all part of being an artificer in Eberron. So you have a machine that you want to fix Tinkerstools. You'll
Right.
find a control amulet. Don't know what it is for Tinkerstools, and so on and so on.
So yeah, she'll start, obviously not complete, but she'll start her training on Tinker's tools. And I saw you have the downtime thing on here. Can I add that or?
I'm just adding that.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was like, you're probably doing it.
Since my character has more intelligence, maybe he should do the Tinker's Tool thing.
Maybe we
But
could both
if you
do
want,
it.
if you would rather, that's fine. But
Yes, you both can participate in this. It's not a
Yeah,
problem.
because in the long run, we can help each other. You know what I mean? So having just one person with the skill set, it's better to have more than one person, basically.
While
in my
while
opinion.
it being the campaign that has the least casualties after on the 11th level, I say that having couple of people doing something rather than one is generally a good idea.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
Well, I would just say that my character would just spend most of the. You said it was 2 weeks. Just most of it
Yes,
just
as in
relaxing,
relaxing. Okay, so
people watching.
Grumman and Don will be relaxing. Natar is participating in the lessons made by Bellalur himself, which she teaches you, how to use Tinkerstools, how to deconstruct and reconstruct different artifacts and mechanics, and you get better and better to it. As in, the first lessons are rather tough, but you manage to pull through it with your dedication alone. And Aid and Dendrin?
Dendrin would probably go shopping.
Shopping. What does Dendrin want to buy?
A great big magical chunk of metal. As in a magic sword. I'm gonna see if I can get him a magical greatsword.
Okay, you want to find your magical greatsword. So you'll be searching for a particular magic item per se.
Mm-hmm.
So it will need. I will need 100 gold pieces in expenses for you. That will cover the amount of gold you need to spend only for searching, and then I will need a charisma check. Persuasion.
Too rich for my blood. Nope. Reconsidering.
Reconsidering. Got it.
I'll go along with them.
There you go.
Okay, Aiden and Dendrin want to go together.
Also, I just want to make sure, I guess, in the relaxation time. So, to clarify, I was level 3 and I chose Arcane Trickster. I didn't, whenever I made my character sheet, for some reason, I didn't notice the option to add spells. Because I'm supposed to have 2 spells and a couple cantrips, right?
Yes, you're supposed to have spells and a couple of cantrips. Have you chosen them yet?
I do have them on my D&D Beyond page, but they're not.
I'm importing.
Okay. How do I?
No, you just ask me to import, and this is exactly what I'll do in just a few seconds.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a cool mod that you click a couple buttons and it pulls everything over for you.
That's
And
awesome.
it's incredibly handy for DMs because I don't need to buy everything on 3 separate platforms now because I had everything on Roll20 as well before I switched.
Awesome. So I guess I would say, to clarify the mistake, I forgot them, and I guess I'm just now figuring them out.
Note, I see that you have chosen a particular skill, which I had lots of talks about. Memento Mori works on line of sight rather than you closing your eyes when you tell your allies to.
Ah, okay.
Just so we are clear.
Okay.
And yeah, everything. And I've seen that you've chosen Chromatic Orb. Perhaps you'd like to buy a diamond worth at least 50 gold pieces to be able to cast that.
Yeah, do I have enough gold for that? Let me check my character sheet.
Well, there is the party treasury after all. If you ask nicely, I'm sure that your party members will share.
Hey, Jamie?
That's okay.
Yeah,
Are you
Park
recording yet?
treasury is there for a reason.
I am. I've got it running in the background.
Cool. Look
Oh.
forward to watching this later.
I'm. If you guys want, I can cut out the downtime stuff, and we'll just start with the campaign. But otherwise, I'll just
Yeah,
put the.
no,
I'll just put the raw file up.
This is the full experience. Come on.
The full experience.
All right, I'm cool with that.
D&D isn't all about the exciting moment or the part where your characters are nearly dying. It's also about character development, you tripping while trying to buy a diamond, or just having awkward conversation with the bartender, or any of this stuff. It's a perfect D&D material after all, as long as we're having fun with it.
Exactly right.
Can I ask
Right.
can I ask a question about downtime
Go for it.
and trying to learn a skill? So, Grauman doesn't have a whole lot of tools and things like that he is good with, but I think he would probably love to learn how to use thieves' tools. He's a -1 to his intelligence, so is that going to be 11 weeks to learn it?
Yes, it will be 11 weeks. Generally speaking, if you want to know the rules about downtime, I am using the Chapter 2 Downtime Revisited from Xanatar's Guide to Everything.
So I would.
And
I
yeah.
have Xanathar's in my D&D Beyond, so I can basically create a campaign and everybody can view it.
Oh,
I
I
don't know if anyone
already
else has
have
it. Oh, that's right.
have a couple of campaigns. So if you are in them and have a characters in them, you should be able to access them on
Awesome.
your own without any problems as well. Generally speaking, as I've already told you, the campaign is put into these modules per se, because it's based on Adventures League. But I'm running it more freeform with being more open to any side content we might want to do. I like creating some interesting adventures and so on to if you want to do something with your character, or you have some backstory plot you'll want to expand upon, then I'll just create something, tie that in, and we'll play it separately from the start. But generally speaking, the campaign is based on the modules, and after each module you'll have 2 weeks of downtime. It won't represent the time that you are putting right now into your character, but rather the things that you did in the past, or while you finally come back, because there will be some high action sequences where, for example, the town will be under siege, and you'll ask yourself, hey, how am I able to learn Tinker's tools while the town is basically blasted with cannons?
Very
yeah,
careful.
that doesn't make any sense. So this is something we agreed upon, and this is like your characters will be doing it earlier or after, but generally speaking, you will have 2 weeks after each module, and you'll be able to use every option from Xanatar's Guide to Everything, and even more if you find like some downtime expanded upon resource that I will happily look into.
The dog sees something out the window and she has to bark at it.
So on the matter of chromatic orb. I wasn't really sold on it anyways, so I'm just going to retcon it anyways. So I'm just going to choose a different one, but I'm not going to use it for this.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do I make a persuasion check to get to that shop?
Yes, if you want to find a magic item, first of all, you'll have to use 100 gold pieces, as in 100 gold pieces for searching expenses that will include finding a buyer and so on. And we will, after you'll find a buyer, you will roll for the price. A price of an uncommon item being the +1 sword, will be 1d6 times 100 gold pieces, which will represent finding a buyer that either has higher or lower prices.
Well, seeing
Okay,
as
so
we
doing
only
this-
have like almost 300 gold pieces, but not quite, I don't think buying a magic item is really in the cards for us right now. Seeing that it takes 100 just to look.
We're still pretty fresh.
Okay, then if that's the case, Aid's gonna do some gambling in the tavern.
Get that gold.
Okay, so you want to, conserve your gold yet, at least.
That said, Dendron would like to see if I can spend about 45 on getting some studded leather armor.
Yes, absolutely. You are able to buy studded leather armor for you, and I will just put it in your inventory.
I had just added normal leather armor here for 10, but I just thought that studded might be better. But I didn't have that gold on me, so I was asking the party here. So is that alright, guys, if I get some studded?
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Alright.
Okay, so with that, you learned about the sudden disappearance in Fixer Ruse, and the only lead seems points out to Bellalure again. What do you want to do?
Let's go talk with Bellalore.
Mm-hmm.
She was here in the salvage market last time, right?
Yes. By the way, Jamie, have you decided on these thief's tools? Should I add the downtime you spent on it yet?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe next downtime I'll do a little pit fighting.
Absolutely. I like narrating the downtime. It leads to funny things, especially when you roll on complications.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, you
I
lead to
would-
Bellalore, and
Sorry.
Boris, do you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry about that. I would like to spend my own downtime since I'm not doing the shopping.
Yes, absolutely.
Could I please spend it on learning Smith's tools?
Absolutely. You'll learn Smith's tools. Your intelligence is a whopping 5. So it will take you 5 weeks.
Alright. Alright, that's it for me.
Absolutely, give me 1 second. Okay, so you go to the salvage market while Bellalore is waiting for you, and the first thing she does, she is incredibly happy for Natara to visit her again, isn't she's making great progress. So with great pleasure, she with Garunda welcomes you again in her shop and kindly asks, how can she help you today?
Bellalore, why didn't you tell me about... Lost my screen. About Ruse.
Oh, Ruse. As in, people Ruse had the tendency to go on missions with supervising her crews, but not for that long. I was pretty sure that was just a work in progress for her, but that she's missing for so long, I'm beginning to get worried.
Well, I think we, and she'll kind of look at the group to see if they agree, are definitely interested in helping out here.
Well, absolutely. So the reward set for the city, because of Roz being a salvage broker, has been given for 50 gold pieces for each one of you. Now, she has been supervising explosive dynamites, her second best group, apart from you. I know that she values you the most. All I know is they were trying to find a marketplace in the ruins of Kalazard. It's 80 miles into the Moorlands, so it's a rather long trek.
Lost in the Moorlands.
Well, yes, and as for the explosive dynamites, there is Durvotelis. He's a dwarf, rather grumpy, red beard. Nila Tolhorn, a halfling. She's a sweetheart, really. Sprocket, who is a Warforge, the best scout I know. I'm sorry, Don, but he can spot an eagle from 80 miles away just by his upgrades alone.
No worries.
And Tundle Khan. I really don't like Tundle that much, but he gets the job done. He is a really beefy guy. And well, of course, Ruz, but Ruz was just who has just went there for supervision. And because you rescued my daughter, and you can see that Garunda is out there blushing while fetching some parts, I have this for you. It might come in handy. And she hands you really colorless potion and a bottle. I think you'll use it to good need, as in you sometimes you need a third eye to watch your back, right?
What is it?
It's a potion of clairvoyance.
Oh. I've heard about these. Thank you.
Okay then. So, is there something I can help you with, or I'm assuming you'll be in a hurry to help Ruz.
Has anybody else offered to go look for her, or do you know if anybody else has already left looking for her?
No, that I know of. No, you're as far as I know, the orc has just posted the listing, so you are here first.
And how long exactly? Oh.
No, go ahead.
How long exactly have they been missing?
They have been missing for over 2 weeks, but it's not like Raz hasn't been that long on Moorlands yet. It just I have the off feeling that something is not right. As in, she would send me a sending spell or anything really, but no word from her, and that's disturbing to say at least.
Yes, very disturbing. We will definitely be on our way soon to go look for her. She sounds like she's in some dire need of help.
Well, thank you, Don. And thank you
Yeah,
all.
with this being so far out, would we know of any type of transportation that we could procure, or is it all on foot?
Unfortunately, it's all on foot, as in no transportation, no lightning rail goes out to the destroyed battlefield of the Mournlands.
And no mounts, no horses or anything like that.
If you have something like conjure animals that you'll be able to use to procure your own mounts, then the journey might last less time. But other than that, you'll be able to. You have to use something to get there.
Okay.
So, if it's going to be a lengthy trip, do we need to stock up on rations? Make sure we've got enough food and water to get there and back?
Well, yes, you'll need at least, as in you'll be able to pass that in 3 days. So you'll need at least 3 days worth of rations to get there and from.
Right.
So 6 in total.
So how? Okay, let's definitely get some rations.
I have
Enrin
some
starts out
already
with
showing
10
in my
here.
pack.
Yeah, the starter kit should have come with. I've got the standard 10.
Oh,
Yeah, depending on which kit you got.
unused rations. Nice.
It should say rations 1 day, and then in parentheses there's 10. So we have 10. That should make it. And even some extra just in case.
Yeah, we should be good.
All right. I think we should just head out.
So have any of us been out into the Mournlands for that long a period of time before, either working for Fixer in the past or?
You certainly have done certain tasks that would include going into the Moorlands for longer or shorter periods of time. So you do know that the Moorlands sprout some wicked effects that you might come in contact with.
Yeah, we've seen the Mournlands, haven't we? Like from a
Yeah.
distance. At least?
Yes, you have seen the Moorlands from a distance, and you have been inside of them while trying to rescue the thief, or at least investigate the thief that you know of. But because of the fact that you spent so much time on that lying broker that didn't want to tell you where the thief was, he was already devoured while you got there.
Yeah. Oh. So, I would like to thank Bella Lore for their time, and I would just kindly like to ask my party members, should we go?
The sooner the better.
Do we
Adrian's going to defer to the party's judgment as he doesn't even know this person. Not really.
do we want to leave it like first light so that we get as much daytime on our first day of travel?
Oh, it's as in, if you were to compare the Mournlands to Barovia, in Barovia there is a weather phenomenon called the Everfog, which conceals the sky and doesn't let sunlight in or out. Similar case goes with the Mournlands. It will still be dark as hell, and with the all explosions, different voices, uh, collapsing fog upon you, you'll have hard enough time traveling, so it wouldn't make that of a difference.
Gotcha. All right, well let's hit the trail.
I'm in agreement.
Okay.
As we
choose
get away.
your navigator.
Oh well.
Sorry, Don. You wanted to do something yet?
I was going to say, as we walk away, I'm gonna whisper it to everyone else. It doesn't look good for the people we're going after. Lost in the Mournlands, for especially, they've been gone for 2 weeks. I'd say they're probably not alive.
Aid's gonna kind of look to himself and say, "People have lived longer."
You might be right.
I know I'm right.
All right, let's head out.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to be the party's navigator?
Me, I guess.
I will need a survival or navigator's tools check for this.
Let me
I have a
see.
+5 in survival. I'm trying to find
Yeah.
what my favorite terrain is. Or is it?
With a +5, I'd say you'd probably be the better navigator. I got +2.
Okay.
Edrin can barely find his way out of a closet, apparently, given his survival.
All right, I gotta look at something real quick.
Grauman is
I'll
attracted
do it.
to.
I'm just trying to see what my favorite terrain is.
Absolutely.
He's kind of like got a deck of cards in his hands and he's shuffling them as he walks.
So, you leave Salvation only to be soon swallowed by the fog banks that encircle the ruined nation of Sire. As you travel through the mist, the stars' voices bellow from afar, and a supernatural chill reaches deep inside of you. Beyond this border, a twilled landscape of blasted battlefields stretches out and uncomfortably welcomes you back. I will need that survival check.
Okay. And I also have Hunter's Intuition, so I can add a D4 to the number rolled on my ability check.
Absolutely, but make the roll with disadvantage. That's due to the warped nature of the Mournlands.
I'm gonna roll again. Lovely.
That's a
These
7.
aren't gonna help us much, guys.
What is happening? Since you will be traveling a bit longer than usual, you'll be exposed to more of the Mournland effects. I will need everyone to roll a d20.
Oh, yay.
Okay, the only two things happen for two of your companions. You see Dendron aging rapidly as his roll a d6.
Oof.
As suddenly you feel that he aged at least by half a decade. His beard has gotten a little grayish, and Dawn, while you're traveling, a mossy fungus starts to spread slowly over your clothes and equipment.
Let's move quickly, guys.
Yeah, I don't like this. Dendron, your beard's gotten longer.
Dendron's going to shrug. Didn't know that was possible.
I think it covered up the hole that I knocked in it last week.
So, I would like your second survival check. Now, no with disadvantage, but you'll have to be 12 to actually find the ruined marketplace of Kalazart.
And can I
regular roll, right?
With disadvantage.
Could-
You'll have to be 12. And 12 is enough, but since it's your second check, each time you make the check, you'll have to roll a d20. I will need another d20 check from all of you. The last one, of course.
That would be a 13 with my Hunter's
Yeah,
Intuition.
that's a pass. As
Yeah.
in, you reach the
I'm
market,
just
but
letting you
you
know.
still need 1d20. Absolutely, absolutely. Good that you're keeping track of it. But I need a d20
Oh
from
no.
everyone.
Oh no. Nice. Nicely
8
done,
and
Evan.
Natar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe let's narrate it this way. Dawn Grumman, Dawn and Grumman, while you are walking through the Moonlands, you notice a pair of flying greenish cockroaches swipe down and bite Natar and 8. But nothing
Dune.
happens to them. In fact, they seem stronger. Both Natar and 8 will have advantage on saving throws against poison.
What?
Ooh.
Well, all I know is whenever Dune saw the cockroaches, he started screaming like a little girl.
Mhm. How long is that advantage for?
The advantage will last for the next adventure as well. So you'll have
Okay.
this one, the marketplace, and the next one, and then it will end.
Okay.
Wow, that was some
Okay.
super serum.
Wait, I already have resistance to poison. Does that like double it or something?
No, it just in your case, it might grant you an additional D4 to that poison save.
Okay.
So you arrive. The ruined city of Kalazar looms through the grey haze. Towering tenements reach for the heavens, pores marked with impact craters and fungal growths. The Fireweave Bazaar lies just inside of the city walls, a sprawling marketplace with a faded canopied roof. Junk is strewn throughout the market, main floor, and window shop fronts are covered in grime. Now, the first thing you see while you're going through, you notice that there is sort of a map of the whole place hang onto a nail. It looks exactly like this.
Well, Dune in his elvish, half elvish form, he's just gonna take a deep breath through his nose and say, "This is my kind of place."
Okay.
Anybody else noticing that some of the rooms on the map have been marked with X's?
Yep. I wonder if those are places they've been already.
There's a question mark in the Dragon's Hoard.
Sounds like a
And in the
mystery.
carpet realm. Okay.
I would like to check around for, uh, let's see.
Does
I'll check around
Ruse
for any signs of life.
does Ruse carry anything that Natar would know about that I could do like a locate object on?
Ooh.
Mm. Does Ruse carry something? Give me a moment. I'll check your description of Ruz. Maybe I'll find something I can. So you know that she has a dagger that she used while being a spy in the last war. It's her prized possession, and frankly, a deadly weapon as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, would definitely be something she would show off. Um, so something we're aware of. So I'd like to cast locate object on looking for the dagger.
Okay, cast the
Um,
spell. Let me tell you what I can tell you about the location of this object. So you know that the object is located north in to the northeast from where we're currently standing. About Give me a moment. About 70 or feet from you.
Okay. All right. We'll explain that to the rest of them. What I figured out. And this lasts 10 minutes. Cool. I say we just peek in the rooms and make our way and find Ruse and
Lead
go
the
from
way.
there. Alright. Is this just move at will, or are we stealthy?
Yes,
What
this
do we
is
wanna
move
do?
at will, but I'll just ask you to stop once the opportunity presents itself, or you want to
Okay.
check out one of the rooms. Don, right now you see what is the remnants of a miller with rotting flour covering large amounts of the floor and the room itself. It looks deserted and covered by cobwebs. And Grumman, you might be in luck because the whole shop, the barrels, the stands seem to have precious gems in them. Some as big as the size of your fist.
So Grom's gonna pause right there. If this place is old, yeah. Well, if this place is old and deserted, though, I'm gonna. So I'll call over my shoulder to everybody and say, "Hey, look at all these stones, but how can they still be here if everybody else has been through this place?"
They may
What
have
kind
wanted
of
to put it on the
stones?
way out, which we can do too.
What kind of stones?
Big shinies, size of my head.
Immediately, I run over there.
Be sure to check for traps, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna check for traps right now along this like doorway.
Okay,
I'm
roll
gonna cast
perception.
guidance.
Absolutely, roll perception with additional d4. But I can already tell you that with a 20 in perception, Don is sure that the store is not trapped.
Okay. So I'm going to step inside. All right, it's good to go. You guys want to come in?
We have 10 minutes before this thing drops.
I think
Oh.
that we should follow the trail first. Go back for
I
the
only
gems
have
later.
it for 10 minutes. We can come back for them.
Oh.
Or grab one and go, but we need
I'm
to
grabbing
move.
one out of this barrel and then I'm running out.
So while you're trying to grab one of the gems, you realize that it phases through your fingers, and then the whole thing becomes clear. These gems are nothing but an illusion made to show off your wares.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna leave then.
Yeah, somebody forgot to turn off the shop lights.
And Natar, while you're going in there,
Mhm.
suddenly you see an unconscious body on the floor.
It was a disappointment.
Okay. Does she recognize who it is?
From the description, the man looks exactly how Belalor described Tundle Khan.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
So unconscious or dead?
You can investigate. Well, right now you're a bit too far from him to be able to tell. And
Okay.
8, roll a medicine check.
Let me check behind the counter once he does that.
So, I would like all of you to stop right here. Aid, you wondered why the man was killed. You realized that the reason from his mind was suffocation, and suddenly, unexpectedly, you realize why. I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Sugar.
Magic carpet.
I'm consistently getting 2 on my initiative.
Sometimes it just works.
Ooh.
Don't worry. We'll have so much initiative remaining right
I got a
now.
natural 20.
Nice.
So, hey, Aid, any chance of reviving that guy?
I'm a bit busy. This rug is moving.
Oh,
So before we'll actually start the initiative in combat, the Rug of Smothering will try to do one attack from at Aid while he is busy examining the dead body. The Rug manages to hit, dealing 11 points of piercing damage, and because of that, the Rug wraps around Aid, with Aid being blinded and restrained.
I'm going to use Wrath of the Storm.
Because of the fact that it will be a surprise round and you are after the Rug of Smothering, you will not have your reaction yet.
Okay.
Don, what do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go ahead and walk up to it, around it, to here.
Oh, no. Imagine it's like wrapped around Aid right now.
Oh, it's wrapped around him.
Yes,
completely.
it's smothering him.
Okay. Well, is there any chance I can unwrap it from around him?
So the escape save DC is 13. So if you like to help him, I can get you an athletics check of 13 as an action.
Okay. So I just roll athletics.
Yes. And if it's a 13 or more, you manage to help. And with
Ooh.
a 13, you manage to take the rock and just straight up take it out of Aid, putting on the floor.
Throw it across the room. Is that my action?
Yes, that will be your action.
Alrighty.
Do you do anything else? Do you change your position? Or do you stand right here?
I'm gonna stand right here next to Aid.
Natar, what would you like to do?
The one thing she knows how to do, she's gonna shoot it. And as she's shooting it, she's gonna say, "Leave me a line of sight," so that she can continue shooting it. All right.
And what a precise shot it was, dealing 14 points of piercing damage while your arrow goes straight through the fabric.
It damages it.
Good shot.
That's her turn.
Dendron, what would you like to do?
Dendron's going to move up around here. Sorry.
Hopping on the counter as a hero that just
And
straight
then
up
off the
charges
counter.
into glory.
And then off the counter.
And then off the counter like a hero charging to glory as well.
And he's going to use it with his Great Weapon Master.
Go for it.
Now that he's in a position to potentially flank it, but not flanking yet. Oof.
Unfortunately, with an attack so strong but so slow, the carpet manages to squeeze in the little gap that you left, managing not to get hit.
All right, then Dendron's going to give you a come hither gesture and end his turn.
Come and get it.
All right, so Grauman's going to move up to there.
Why not here?
Would that be considered flanking?
Yes, it would.
Yes, either
Against a larger creature?
or right here. As in, I was pretty strict at first about flanking, but it doesn't matter if you are on one
creature.
space 5 feet away or
Okay.
not. So let's just roll with it.
Okay, so he's going to come in. Let me... There it is, Alt and click. Gotcha. So he's gonna attack here. I'm trying to decide if I want to use a rage before I do it or not. I think he's just gonna attack in this round.
Okay.
And flanking lets you it's
Attack with
advantage, correct? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
advantage.
And with advantage, you see that the rock has almost managed to miss your great axe as you manage to tear through that fabric, dealing 8 points of slashing damage.
All right. That is going to be my turn.
And the rug is not going to take it lightly, as the gesture given by Dendron is going to cause it to retaliate. As it wraps around Dendron, trying to smother him instead.
Right.
Oh no.
And the rug straight up wraps around you. 8, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna move up to here. Would that be in range?
Yes, that will be absolutely. So let's just say that the rug is over here for simplicity's sake.
Okay, then I'm gonna try pull out Dendron.
Go for it, roll athletics. And this was enough to get the rug away from Dendron.
Okay, and I'm gonna bonus action healing words myself.
Go forth. As you manage to close some of your wounds, healing your reserve for 5 hit points.
And that's my turn.
Dawn, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna start by using my bonus action to do telekinetic trip and try to like wrap up the rug, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's absolutely alright.
All right.
That's a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. Go forth.
Okay. So do I still have to roll for it, right?
No, just cast the spell, and it will give me a little prompt to make a
do
dexterity
it.
saving throw,
It rolled.
which the rug fails
Alrighty.
to do, as it falls on the ground, wraps around itself and the counter, as with a quick lash of your telekinesis, the rug trips.
Nice. And then I'm gonna run and I am gonna hop up on the counter, and I'm gonna stab it
Go forth.
with the dagger. Just gonna do this.
And with a quick stab, you manage to grab your dagger, and after tripping the carpet, you leave a nice bruise as you tear through, running with your dagger, hopping on the counter.
That ends my turn.
Natar, what would you like to do?
With him being prone, I'd be at disadvantage. So what she's
Unless
gonna do
you're
is
within
just
5
hold her
feet.
arrow. Yeah, but I'm ranged right now. I got my arrow out, my bow and arrow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold a longbow attack as soon as it stands up.
As soon as the rug lifts itself. Absolutely.
Yes.
Dendron, what would you like to do?
Get revenge on this rug.
Now, this is a solid redemption arc as you grab your greatsword and straight up tear the rug in half using your greatsword. With that, the battle ends for now.
How big is the rug? Or the rug pieces, I'd say.
The rug is so the rug pieces. Since the initial, the original rug was a approximate 10 by 10, the parts by a 5 by 10.
Is it worth taking?
Since I have a couple of salvage rules that you can use, but they take time. For example, if you wanted to try and harvest Rag of Smothering. As you know, Rag of Smothering is a construct brought to life by magic, so it has some dust that will allow you to reroll the damage, similar to the ones that we already either had the chance of harvest or harvested. I don't quite remember which one was the case.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Dandron.
Absolutely, go forth.
Engine would greatly
Nice.
appreciate that. Thank you. Perfect.
How far or what direction is that dagger coming from?
From behind this wall, but you see that the wall is rather thick and sturdy.
Where's that map? I see it.
That'd be the message station of Plaza.
Yep, that would be it.
It's like, yeah. So, Natara will look at the map and just be like, just in case our time runs out, this is where we need to go. And she'll like just point at it and let's go.
Yeah, I'm sorry there's no trophies here, Grumman.
First, I'm gonna see if there's anything on the body on the floor here.
Absolutely. So you're trying to see if something's on the body, and you see that Tandal's knapsack contains one red-like liquid that you immediately recognize as a potion of healing. And
Dandron, you want to take this one?
Dendron will not.
And you see that he has a scrap of parchment bearing the following numbers: 39238.
39238.
This is definitely a mystery.
Alright, we better go before the spell wears out.
Well, at least we have a map to follow in case we do get caught up with something else. But I
Also,
would
we have a
rather
friend
hurry.
there.
This friend is not a human per se. It's an illusory figment that flickers. Natar, while you're approaching, can see what it actually says. I would like you to stop you right here because there will be something happening from this shop over here, the Grand Attire, and right here. So as you approach this dried up fountain in the middle, you see a glowing elf in flamboyant clothes that winks to Natar as she approaches. Welcome to the Fireweave Bazaar. Your attire is our... And then you see that the illusory fragment flickers and says again, welcome to the Fireweave Bazaar. Your attire is our... And flickers again. Each time it nears the end of its sentence, it flickers and repeats.
What's wrong with you?
Thing of notice... so the second thing of notice, I'll just answer it, is a sign above this door that reads Grand Attire. As you can see, shelves are weighted down by moldy clothes, gloves, and hats. And as Natar looks into the shop, you notice there's an automaton that's still working and gladly invites you to the shop.
Oh.
Maybe on our way out, guys.
Endrin loves a good hat.
Yeah, we're on a timer at the moment.
I need a new dagger.
With Tundle dead, I'm just concerned about Ruse.
Yep,
Fair
let's
enough.
talk to the glowing elf.
I don't think he talks. I think he's just like an ad. She'll like try and poke it, like put her finger through the light.
It's an illusion, so your finger goes right through as the illusion repeats itself. Welcome to the Fireweave Bazaar. Your attire is our... and ends.
I think it's broken.
Like
And
I
Natar,
said.
you're going through what's called the Hall of Illusions. You see
Oh boy.
narrow corridors that contain mirrored glass with ghost-like illusions flicker around the curving panes and light up the dark, with models wearing the latest fashions, at least as of 4 years ago, pouncing animals and swirls of flame that would just market the latest thing that the Fireweek Bazaar would like to sell. To move your token while not keeping to the grid, you have to hold shift while doing so, as in drag your token, move shift.
So, is there anything like is it all like women's or attire or men's?
No, man's as well.
Is there any I guess like a trench coat type deal?
Of course there is.
I would like
Just
to try to
advertisements,
snag
right?
one
They're just
Oh no, there are
images.
illusions. If you wanted to grab one for yourself,
Oh.
you'll actually have to go to the Grand Attire.
later.
And Dendron will get a fancy hat there too.
Yes. I
Natara
think it'll
was eyeing
compliment your
the
beard.
animals. Alright.
And while you're going through there, you can actually start hearing commotion coming from the northwest. You hear sounds of swords being clashed, of creatures destroying wood and scatter. Something is happening in the main square.
I would
Do
like to
we-
just take off running.
Yeah. Do we recognize any of the voices?
No, but they sound a bit robotic, so to say.
Okay.
Are we to here or can we keep going?
No. Those are just the shops filled with cobwebs. As in,
Okay.
it's a nice trek for you to see what the ruined nation of Kalazar used to look like, with the ruins of the Fireweave Bazaar being a great example. But other than that, it's nothing to really gaze upon, seeing how destroyed the whole thing is.
Are we
Mhm.
getting
Alright.
closer to the swords?
Yeah, I
Yes,
see
you're
them.
getting closer to the source, and finally you discover where the whole commotion was going from, as you notice a party
Whoa.
of Warforged that is trying to break
Oof.
through a barrier, a makeshift barrier made of furniture, barrels, and so on.
I think we found our friends.
So I'd say we should roll initiative.
Yes, exactly.
Good instincts.
I need to ask you to roll initiative.
Oh.
Bad instincts on Grumman.
Oh. Yeesh.
There's a lot of dice.
them.
So, the raiders immediately spot you as you come in, rushing, running over to help your friends. You see that the three of them are still mainly focused on breaking through the barrier, so they will join the initiative in the next round, not right now. So just mark them in a way, as they are looking away, not actually wondering what's happening. And the raiders that carry this blade logo on their forearm are going to rush in and try to attack. This one goes 30 feet, grabs his light crossbow, and tries to shoot at Don where he stands with it. With the attack managing to go through, dealing 3 points of piercing damage as the bolt lands. Dendron, what would you like to do?
Dendron's going to move forward. And return fire with this. With his own crossbow.
But Dendron is more lethal than the Warforged that shot at Dawn, as his bolt manages to hit right through the head, killing the Warforged where he is.
Payback.
And that's going to be it for Dendron.
8, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to go 30 feet out there. Here, I think it was. And I'm going to cast Shatter.
Nice.
Go forth.
And how do I select the targets that I want to, like, how do I do
When
the
you cast the
tracking?
spell, you'll be given a template, and
Okay.
you'll be able to place that template somewhere. This will generally include you having a template to set, and you'll be able to mouse over to see how many targets it will actually go through. So go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, I'll roll the con saves, which means that all of them managed to pass your Constitution saving throw, as you realize that these Warforged models are extremely resistant. One of them, that was the one that was breaking through the barrier, is dead, but the others are came out of this unscathed.
Okay, yeah, that ends my turn.
Maybe unscathed is a bad word here, but they are not dead at least. And the raider right here will pop up 30 feet, grab his crossbow, and try to shoot it at 8. With the attack obviously missing, as 8 sees the crossbow, readies his shield, and parries the upcoming bolt. Natar, what would you like to do?
She's gonna move over here and hit the one that was just targeting Aid. Hunter's Mark. I was trying to remember what it was called.
Hunter's Mark. Okay, here
Hunter's
we go.
Please.
As you grab your longbow, shoot an arrow straight through the raider, who is just damaged by 8's shatter. You find an open wound, which the arrow goes precisely through and kills the raider where he stands.
It's me.
Raider will go through and will retaliate with a bolt of his own, trying to hit Niter, what she is. Fortunately for Natar, she dodges it. This one will join the second round if one were to ever ensue, and this one moves 30 feet, grabs his crossbow, and shots at Don, trying to hit him, but the bolt goes amiss and flies above Don's head instead of hitting him. This one moves over here and tries to fire a crossbow bolt at Dendron. But the bolt simply shoots past Dendron, maybe taking a few of the now gray beard that he had, but not damaging him in any capacity. And this one can actually get in a melee range. So he gets out, he takes out his scimitar, and tries to slash at Dawn. With the attack managing to hit, dealing 5 points of slashing damage to Dawn. What would you like to do?
And I would like to use interception for that.
Go forth. Interception. Other than 5 feet. That's within 5 feet of you.
The way I read it was when a creature you can see other than. Oh, I see.
Yes.
Sorry, I was reading
If
it
he
as
was
if
right
my
here, then absolutely.
ally was within 5 feet, then I could do that. Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
That's
No.
okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. So can I have Bloody Smite, and that's a bonus action. Can I do that and then hit him with a melee attack? And does that work? for what the spell does? Because it says the next time during the spell's duration that you hit a
Yes.
creature.
Yes, the next time. So if you cast it as a bonus action the next time, so that will be right now, you're concentrating on the spell, and if you were to miss, the spell will persist throughout combat until you hit.
Okay.
Or your concentration's broken.
I'm gonna go ahead and do Bloody Smite then.
I'm going to roll Constitution. The spell has obviously hit. Sorry, I need you to do an attack first.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, I thought I.
I'll roll
just
another
realized there. I'll do.
another check once you manage to hit, and you do, dealing 8 points, not 8, sorry, 4 points of piercing damage because you're not in range of a sneak attack, so the sneak attack wouldn't work. And since you hit, I will need to roll the con save for the Warforged, which he manages to do, which means attack deals. Okay, that's on the start of each turn. So right now he just takes extra 5 points of necrotic damage, and he will have this lingering effect on him.
Nice. And just to. Well, yeah, I'll move over here. And that'll end
Absolutely.
my turn.
This Warforged Raider is still busy trying to break through, and
Kind of ducked
this-
around him.
This one goes forth, sees 8 Dawn Dendron, sees that Dendron is concentrating on a spell of some sort, and he will try to break that concentration by firing at Dawn with his crossbow. But Dawn, knowing how valuable the spell is, manages just to dodge the bolt, no problem. Grumman.
All right, he is going to move up. And I'm going to rage.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
let's target this guy. Would that still be with advantage flanking this way? What's up? What's on?
Yeah, that
I was
was
gonna say,
absolutely good. Advantage. Dawn is conscious and he's an ally, so yeah.
gotcha.
As
Yeah.
Roman takes his great axe, slashes the Warforged Raider, running, raging, as he deals 11 points of slashing damage, chopping the Warforged Raider head clean off.
Yes.
And Dawn is no longer concentrating on the spell.
All right. That's gonna. So that would have been. I just want to see here. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to take that last 5 feet. Just take one more step forward. And that'll end his turn.
Dendron, what would you like to do?
Charge forward over the corpse of this dead Warforge.
Heroic.
And slash it with his greatsword. Oof. Not doing great
Unfortunately,
today.
the attack was not precise at all, as the Warforged manages to dodge while you're trying to deal the most damaging, lethal blow ever conceived. However, it lacked precision.
Well, Dendron's going to once again gesture for it to come at him. And that's it for him.
Aiden, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go behind this one, and while Dendron's kind of motion him for him to like draw on his attention, I'm gonna smash him on the back of the head with my warhammer.
Go for it. And you grab your warhammer, you bash the Warforged with it, dealing 4 points of bludgeoning damage, which is just not enough to finish the Warforged off.
Okay, and then as my bonus action, the Warhammer goes again with my spiritual weapon.
Okay, and you cast your spiritual weapon, which manages to be enough to finish this Warforged off.
Okay, can the spiritual weapon attack and move in the same turn?
Give me a moment. No, it appears, and while it appears, you need to take a bonus action to move it.
Okay.
Since you used your bonus action this turn, you cannot use your bonus action to make it appear as well, as in make it move as well.
Okay, that's it.
Absolutely. Natar, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to this one here.
Okay, you concentrate on a target and
And hit with my longbow. Did I lose my... Oh, crud. Okay, hold on, sorry. Lost my sheet. Had it out.
you grab your bow, land the shot, which is just enough to kill this Warforged as well,
Nice.
landing a nice arrow in his chest.
Cool. That's it for her.
This Warforged will run over, sees Natar firing an arrow at his comrade in arms, and will take his crossbow and try to fire a rather punishing bolt back at Natar, dealing 5 points of piercing damage at her. Which Natar looks like she. Sorry, go on.
I said, ow.
I was just about to say that you look relatively unscathed.
She doesn't get hit often, so.
Baby
Yeah.
cats are the
She
worst.
tries to do that, and so when she gets hurt, it's like, hey, ow.
I will remember that for the future. Okay, this Warforged comes over here, takes a crossbow, and since Dendron was so provocative, Dendron is going to at least be a target of a ball. Doesn't mean that he gets hit, that is. Don?
I'm going to just run up to here. I'm gonna run up to here, and I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my bonus action to dash and get on this side of this guy, and that would give me sneak attack damage on this guy, right?
And advantage.
As in, if
And
you were
advantage.
to go here, you will have sneak attack, but flanking him will give you advantage.
Okay. So, yep, gonna do that. And then, is it sneak attack added to that already?
Yes, sneak attack is added to that already. As you grab your dagger, manage to run as fast as possible, but since you are dashing, you have to go through this space. You will suffer 1 opportunity attack made by a scimitar, which manages to deal 6 points of slashing damage to you.
Ow.
But you still persist. Grab your dagger, stab the Warforged Raider, dealing substantial damage to them.
All right, that's my turn.
And this Raider right here will find a spot which Don doesn't quite expect, grab his scimitar and try to stab it through his back,
Going to die.
which manages to go through, but doesn't quite kill him. It looks like this armor padding that Don had saved him from a really quick death. But the Raider that he attacked is going to go back for vengeance, which he attacks back. And you can see that Don is getting worse and worse by every hit. Grumman, what would you like to do?
Everyone's
Grom's gonna run up and attack this guy that just took a swing at Done from behind. Oof.
Which manages to hit, and due to your immense strength, even though normally it wouldn't be a damaging blow, yours truly is.
And that's
Why do I
gonna
feel like there's a subtle jab at Dendron?
that's that's gonna be the I'm gonna end my turn.
Dendron, what would you like to do?
Dendron is going to move up here. And he's going to go ahead and swing at this guy here.
Go for it.
Just a normal greatsword this time.
And a normal greatsword is all it takes. As you grab your greatsword, you pierce it through the raider's chest, and you can see his dead body just slides to the ground.
Dendron with his slightly gray beard is now going to bellow out the face of this one in front of him.
Absolutely. You can see that the Warforged Raider doesn't react well to your taunts, as he responds, "Give it up, scum. It's our land now, and you'll answer to our master." Aid, what would you like to do?
I'm going to move over here and cast Cure Wounds on Dawn.
Go for it.
Thank you.
As you patch some of Dawn's wounds, healing him for 5 hit points.
And
you.
I'm going to move my spiritual weapon over to this Warforged and attack him with it.
To which one? To this one. Okay. So you move your spiritual weapon and make a swing.
Let me just get it.
And that was a hit, dealing 4 points of force damage as your weapon swings through the air and clashes with the Warforged's armor.
That's my turn.
Natar, what would you like to do?
Bonus action move Hunter's Mark here.
Absolutely.
Gonna move to this corner and attack. There it is.
And
Ow.
unfortunately, your attack resulted in a massive blunder, as luckily you see the weave of magic unfold before you, and you're lucky that you weren't wielding a magic weapon in order to rip it apart. Something of incredible evil might have come out of this.
Okay. And that's all she can do.
And let's see, are just outside of range, so the Warforged is going to come running straight back, and he's going to charge at Grumman, trying to attack him with advantage. That is not hitting him, because even with advantage, it simply doesn't matter for Grumman's impenetrable defenses.
Pitiful Warforged.
The second Warforged near Dendron is going to grab his scimitar, and then after a minor taunt is going to try and hit him, but Dendron is relentless. Dawn. Are you disengaging?
You
We
might be
can't
on
quite hear
mute.
you right now.
Sorry. I'm just moving around this side of the guy.
Okay, you will provoke one opportunity attack.
I was
all right?
gonna disengage, move to this side,
Disengage. Okay, absolutely.
and then hit him with my short sword.
Go for it.
Is that advantage because it's on the opposite side?
Yes, that will be advantage.
Ramen. Okay. Oh, I didn't target.
And that manages to hit as you go around this warfare swiftly cornering him and plunging a blade straight through his back.
Nice. That'll end my turn.
Absolutely. And Grumman, what would you like to do?
So, seeing that foe drop between us, I'm gonna spin around and attack the one that tried to get me from behind before.
And you do manage to land a solid blow, dealing 8 points of slashing damage and slashing this adversary in half.
And then, since I still have some movement, I'm going to set myself up so that Dendron will be flanking. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Dendron, it seems like your ally has gotten you some advantage on the battlefield. How are you going to use that?
Wander it is what I'm going to do, because I'm going to, even though I don't need to, use Great Weapon Master as a coup de grace.
And knowing you can allow yourself for a stronger, less precise swing, you pull through and deal 19 points of slashing damage. With that, the battle ends, and there are no more Warforged in sight. What would you like to do?
Run to the door.
Grumman bellows out his happiness that we're standing triumphant again.
Mm-hmm. The tar is
Dendron is going to fist bump him.
I'm just gonna use my spiritual weapon to like brush up all the bodies like into a big pile.
Natar is gonna knock on the door and go, "Roos, it's Natar."
My spiritual weapon takes the form of a broom. Thank you very much.
Sure,
you shovel would probably be better with these things.
Brush the bodies into one place, and Natar, you get to the. You see that it reminds you more of a makeshift barricade rather than a door right now. You go to it and you scream for Ruz, and a voice inside answers. You hear Ruz alive and well, along with some other voices that you don't quite recognize. That must be the new team, the explosive dynamites. They quickly unmake the barricade, letting all of you in. And Fixer Ruz, as in Ruz, starts to explain to you that she came in here in order to search some artifacts, but they were ambushed by the Warforged. And just as she is saying that they were ambushed by the Warforged, you hear something that sounds like really loud grinding of gears coming towards the south. And then you realize what it is, because the southern wall starts to break. And then a massive contraption, as well as more Warforged, get out of the wall, brace through it, and because of all of this commotion, the warehouse that you're standing on is under so much pressure that the floor breaks.
Oh no.
You land in what seems to be some kind of basement, a dark cellar, so to speak. so to speak. It's filled with dusty packing boxes, rubble, and broken pottery urns. Stairs opposite ascend into darkness, and as your eyes sort of adjust to the gloom, you hear muffled words emanating from the wreckage in the corner of the room. You hear an echoey, hollow voice repeating the phrase, "Define enemy forces." And this is where we are going to make our short break.
Ooh.
Tense.
Oh,
Would
So
this
here's
be
the plan.
past 1 minute? Would I still have my spiritual weapon with me?
Yes, that will be past 1 minute.
Okay.
Because you'll be spending more time in here than just the 1 minute, and after which we will continue on with the fight. So
I think the best plan here, the best course of action would be send in the Dendron, let the Dendron give them all the middle finger, and then leave him
And
to go swinging at them with his great sword.
That echoey voice said, "Define target," and we can point them toward whatever that is towards what's trying to attack us.
Possibly.
you will
Assuming
see.
that it's not
I
saying
will
define
keep it as a
target to
mystery for
us.
now because I want to see your reactions. So I'll be right back. 15 minutes,
okay.
Sounds
and
good.
we'll be going back to the story. I think we'll be able to finish this one today. We'll see. So I'll
Sounds
be right
good.
back.
Alrighty.
Oh, Sid's watching, waiting, and eating potato chips. Got it. So,
Of course.
I was just wondering if you're here. Anywho,
Sorry about that.
not a problem. As in, you have actually written that you are here, so I can't be mad that I was the dumbass for not seeing that. So, the Don, are you with us?
I don't
We
see
can
his
hear-
mouse moving.
Yes.
Yeah,
at
I'm
least-
here.
Oh, you're here. So, the last thing we ended on was this hollow voice repeating the phrase, "Define enemy forces." The voice itself seems to emanate from an ornate wooden device. Once you go over and investigate, it sits in a broken packaging box, and its body is decorated with sculptural reliefs of battle and set with brass cogs and gears. With drawers and hatches that line its flanks, the front of the device is covered in an arrangement of round holes with strange vapors that drift within. A spool of parchment hangs from a slot underneath, and a brass speaking trumpet protrudes from the sides of the chest. It looks like this.
Oh, cool.
And the contraption repeats, "Define enemy forces." What do you want to do?
What do we say? How do we
about-
describe these guys?
What about the number? Is that a code for this thing?
I guess
That's
we'll
what I
find
was thinking.
out. It's just asking. That was thinking the same thing, but it's not asking for a code. It's asking who to attack.
I yell out 39238.
Unrecognizable enemy forces.
I yell out Warforged. Oh, wait a minute.
What was that big thing called? I don't
I
know.
yell out
Yeah,
Warforged.
Warforged. Yeah, Warforged Raiders.
How
Enemy Forces Incorporated. Define battlefield terrain.
so? How far are we away from this thing?
Right now, you're within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
You're speaking directly to it.
Gotcha.
We might want to move.
Basement.
Ruins?
Ruins.
Insufficient detail.
Plaza?
Ruins of the Fireweave Bazaar.
Battlefield Terrain Incorporated. Define Allied forces.
Name all of us. I mean, and Ruse and those people.
Allied Forces Incorporated. Define miscellaneous factors.
Kill those guys.
Large machine with it. That too. I don't know.
Miscellanea Incorporated. And the device trembles as hatches on its side suddenly retract, releasing a trio of mechanical pigeons. These constructs swoop up through a hole in the ceiling and fly off into the marketplace, only to reappear a few moments later and return to their compartments. As the hatchet slides shut, the device announces that it's preparing tactical advice, only to soon after release a couple pieces of parchment. Give me a moment.
Don't die and flank. That's what I'm betting it says.
Note that you might want to scale the window a bit to see it a bit better.
Okay.
Lure Iron Juggernaut onto weak floor. Side Hounds of Baracus.
Oh.
Back automated salesperson inside grand attire to send it on a rampage.
Activate Iron Defenders. Okay.
So the code must be for the Iron Defenders.
Ignite flammable samples inside Musk.
And that is all that it was printed.
There's a lot.
All right. So I remember the map correctly. Hounds of Baracus and Musk were off of that plaza we were just in.
This will be where you end up now, since you are in here. Also, Russ tells you about one of the scouts and that he is trapped in, as in that he was trapped in a safe in bolts and tumblers. She asks you that if you can, as in she asks you, she hopes that you'll be able to rescue him from there. And I will mark the location on our map where you cannot step through. This is where the enemies won't see you. So this will be the stairs out of the basement. This is the line that you cannot cross, as in you can plan over here. This is the farthest where you can stand before the warforged can see you. After which you'll have to roll stealth checks in order to peek, in order to better understand your position right now.
I see a dead guy.
Yes, but his body's rotting.
Gotcha.
It seems like he was killed an abundance of time ago.
Is this like a giant safe?
Yes, that is a giant safe, and since a Dawn and Dendron step near, you can hear a voice from inside. Tundal? Are you here? You also see that the safe has a numerical lock on it.
Oh.
We are not whoever you said but we could possibly help you. Who are you?
My name is Durvo. Durvo Talis. Who are you?
My name is Dunestone. It's not important. Why are you in a safe?
Pleasure to meet you, Dawnstone. Can you get me out?
Why are you in here?
Tandal has locked me in here for my safety. He said that he'll be back with reinforcements.
That's not a very safe place. Aren't you afraid of suffocating?
Not at all. We dwarves love tight spaces. At least me, I guess. My lineage.
Well, I would love to stand around here having a conversation while you're locked inside the safe, but I'm gonna try to get you out of here, I guess.
And then
Yes, it
starts
is
entering
really
in the code.
pleasurable. And
Natara readies her arrow, just so you know.
Yeah,
Just in
I,
case.
I turn around and nod.
You open
Please.
the lock
Nodding
and you
there.
realize a really injured dwarf stumbles out of it, but he's incredibly happy to see all of you. Well, aren't you a curious bunch?
Well, what was your name again?
Durvo Talis, and he bows, but while bowing, you see that he has a wound on his chest, so he just grabs it in pain while trying to remain bowed to you.
I like bowing, so I'll bow back.
Man of culture, I see.
Many cultures.
A man of many cultures, I see.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you. I hope everything's all.
I'm going to the main plaza, by the way. It's full of warforged that are very hostile.
Yeah, there's a lot of robots out there.
That was for Dune. I'm gonna do one more. There we go.
So, what are we going to do about it?
Well, thank you.
I think that you should go to the basement while we deal with the warforged, so you don't get killed.
Splendid idea.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very for a guy pretty injured. I'm gonna do an insight check.
Go for it. You are lagging incredibly.
Yeah.
Is everything alright?
I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay,
Actually,
now it's
I think
fine.
it's we're yeah, we're getting a
Yeah, we're
pretty
losing
bad
him.
storm here, so that's probably it. Oh my god, I just did so many insight checks. I'm sorry.
So you can
The
see
first
that
one.
Dawn is staring at him,
Intently.
staring menacingly, checking all of
Almost
his
lovingly.
for a really long time.
Till he goes
And
cross-eyed.
he's sure with every blink,
Dawn.
with every every droplet of sweat on his forehead, you are sure that Durvotalis, that was mentioned by Beller earlier, is in fact Durvotalis himself. There is no place for error here.
I'm sure about that.
It seems
Oh.
like the storm is getting the
Yeah.
hard on you today. So, since this is a tough one, but I think the best action we can do, since we came through half of the sessions and Don is having quite a few problems, we don't want him excluded from the final fight. Let's just say that let's pay for the half of the session and we'll continue it next time. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't want to finish without him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. As in, we're close to the finish. You have discarded the Oracle of War, which is the main plot point of our entire 1 to 20 campaign. So glad that we're finally getting on track. And yeah, it seems like he's having some problems, so I just don't want to. No, in fact, we cannot hear you. That's why I'm going through with it. It seems like the storm has in fact hit you hard, but it's fine. As long as we continue the campaign together, everything will be all right.
Yeah, and we're at a good stopping point,
Yep.
I think. Too.
Yeah, we are in a great stopping point. It's not like we're in the middle of the fight, so we just released Durvotelis, you uncovered the Oracle of War. I'm sure that you'll be excited for the next week, so thank you for the session today. It's been an incredible fun.
Yeah, good time. I'll clear up the video and post it up for you guys.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Wherever you can, and I'm completely fine with you recording that, so feel free to use it wherever you want.
Yeah, I look forward to being able to see you in a little while.
Same.
So,
How much
with that,
tomfoolery.
I am landing you back in our landing page, and I'll actually be giving you some information about the Oracle of War. So I'll be updating the landing page so you can click on that.
Cool.
And yeah. Thank you, and see you next Sunday.
Yep. See everybody in a week.
See you, Julio.